Maybe it is his real heart, and I'm just tearing it away. I'm a monster. Well, no, I'm not a monster. I'm a prankster. Look at that! He's barfing! Yeah, they won't know what to do, guys. It'll startle them and scare them big time. Alright, pranksters, here's what you're gonna need for our first prank that we're gonna set up. Some smoke balls, which you can easily get at party supply stores. You're gonna need a little candle like this one, and as you guys can see right here, a little cup. Basically what we're gonna do is, we're gonna make your victims think that they're lighting up a candle, but in reality, it's gonna be a smoke ball, or smoke bomb as some people call them. Now this candle that I'm holding right here is kind of big, so I'm gonna cut it in half. This candle I actually used in my last video, where I try to put out the little flame with the fidget spinner. Not sure if you guys caught that, but it was a really fun video. And yeah, it's falling apart, but that's okay. We just need the top. The little wick we're gonna cut off, and we're gonna pull out because we will not be needing it. So I'm just easily gonna pull out the wick like this, and now we have our opening, which is where the little fuse on the smoke bomb is gonna go through. So all we gotta do is stick it through, and it's gonna come out through the other side, just like this. And that's it, guys. This is a great way to pass off a smoke ball as a candle. All we do now is put it in a little cup like this one. And that's it, guys. That's the prank. They'll never know what hit them until they have lit this candle, and by then it'll be too late. So I'm gonna show you a little demo using sB. So if you guys are planning a romantic dinner with your significant other, you guys can take this candle, tell them to light it, and when they do so, of course, the results are gonna be super funny. And like I said, I'm gonna use sB as my example.
Let's test out this candle. Oh snap!
That's what's gonna happen immediately. Oh. Yeah, they won't know what to do, guys. It'll startle them and scare them big time. If you guys go to any Walmart, any Walgreens, any store pretty much will have some of these during Valentine's Day season. These are very common, and I actually got this one for $1. This one has Reese's. Well, we're gonna booby trap one of these, and then you're gonna give it out to somebody on Valentine's Day. First thing we're gonna do is, of course, we're gonna open it. So carefully, so just twist it. Okay, there. Since this tube is full, I need to get rid of some of these Reese's because they are getting in the way. So you guys can eat some of those. For example, about this much you guys can eat, which is not a lot, but at least you get to enjoy it. Now that it's a bit empty right here, that gives us room to work with our booby trap. Next, we're gonna need a little bit of plastic wrap. About this much is good. We're gonna put it inside the little tube and just push it in. About that much works. Here's where the fun part begins, guys. We can fill this up with anything we want. And what I'm gonna use is some disappearing ink. Yeah, this is blue. It's supposed to look like real ink. At first it's gonna stain your victim's clothes, especially if they're wearing something white. But this does eventually disappear once it's dry. So it's gonna give them a little scare at first. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna get some disappearing ink and just start filling it up. So I poured about half of this little bottle right here into this candy container. And then what I'm gonna do next is put the little top, screw it on, so it looks like it's a regular candy container. Now of course we're not gonna leave this plastic just hanging like that. It's gonna give away our prank. So what we're gonna do is remove it. I always have my handy blade with me, so I'm gonna start cutting it off. Looks like a normal, regular Reese's container, right? Well, when people usually open these, they use force or twist hard in order to remove the top. And when they do that, well, the contents inside might spill all over them, their shoes, or anybody around them. So right here, I've laid out a few paper towels, which happen to be white. That will give you guys an idea of how this prank works. So I'm gonna open it with force, and when I do that, you're gonna see how well the contents inside spill all over. Candy. Look at that, guys. Of course I aim to spill it on the paper towels, but your victim, I actually aim towards themselves. And when that happens, well, they're gonna have their clothes stained with disappearing ink. They'll be mad at you, upset, but guess what? This does go away once it dries up. So no worries guys, it's not gonna ruin their clothes, it's just for fun. What I have right here guys is a can of peanuts. I've used this can before, it's actually booby trapped. Inside there are 3 little snakes that pop out. This is a great gag for April Fools. Well anyway guys, we're gonna be using the same method for our next prank. So basically it's gonna look a little something like this. See, these are the little snakes we're gonna be using. They have a long spring inside and they're covered in plastic, which is color coded. So we got orange, green, and pink. We're only gonna need 2 though. For this prank, we're also gonna need 2 styrofoam cups like these and a container like this one right here. This is a little tub. It's got little hearts on it. It's perfect for Valentine's Day if you're trying to give something to somebody, like a friend or a girl you like, a boy you like. Well, this is what we're gonna be using. First, we're gonna start preparing the cups. So we're gonna be cutting these cups in half. They need to be able to fit the little tub that I just showed you. So begin to cut these cups in half. That works for me. And here are my little 2 cups that I just shortened. Okay, next we're gonna take the little container, we're gonna open it, and inside we're gonna stick these cups. So you guys can either have them on the center or on the sides. I prefer on the sides. So I'm gonna take a little bit of hot glue and start gluing these cups inside. Alright, we're gonna let these dry just for a little bit. Now that they're dry, I'm gonna put some candy inside. These are little hearts. You guys are more than familiar with these candies, right? These have like little messages on them, like kiss me. Well, we're gonna dump some in there. Just to throw them off, that way they think that they're getting candy, which they are, but first they're gonna be falling for this prank. Now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take 2 of the snakes and we're gonna put them in each cup. Now, you might need an accomplice for this because it can get tricky if you do this alone. I'm gonna attempt to do it alone. So basically what you guys are gonna do is push down the snake all the way inside the cup, and you're gonna do the same to the other snake. So if you have large hands, they're gonna come in handy for this prank. If you have little hands, you might need a friend to help you out. All right, that works for me. Next, I'm gonna take some candy, put it on top of the snake, and then on top of the other one. And here's the tricky, complicated part, guys. We gotta put the lid on, so you guys have to be super fast and super careful because you don't want the snakes to pop out. Do it with caution so your prank doesn't go off on you. All right, perfect. That's it, pranksters. The prank is set. You give this to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, somebody you like. When they open this, yep, they're gonna fall for this awesome, mean prank. So, since I don't have any girls around right now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be using SB as my guinea pig to demo this prank for you guys. So you can even hear the candy in there. So there's no reason for them to suspect that this container is booby trapped. Hey SB, come here.
What's up?
Weren't you looking for ideas for your girl for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
This is what I'm giving to my girl. Check it out. Maybe you could give this to your girl as well.
Whoa! And this is what you're gonna give to your girl?
Yep.
Damn.
Hey, no. So yeah guys, it's a great way to startle and scare your girlfriend or boyfriend. This next prank is a bit silly, but I totally like it because even though it makes a mess, it does not ruin anything. So basically what I have right here is little boxes of candy. These are little sweethearts. They got those little heart-shaped candies inside with those little notes. Well, right here I have 4. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna take a styrofoam cup or any cup, as long as it's not see-through. I'm gonna dump these boxes in there. And I still have some from the other prank. Make sure that wherever you decide to do this prank is super clean so that the candy is still edible and it doesn't get damaged. Right here I'm gonna take a piece of paper and cover this cup and then flip it over like this. I'm gonna lay this on the table like so, and then I'm gonna pull out the sheet of paper Okay, that is perfect right there, guys. Oh, remember to recycle. Now, on the cup, we're gonna write something. For example, lift for gift. That rhymes. And that's it, guys. They're gonna have to lift up this cup in order to get the gift underneath. And when they do that, well, this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna have a counter covered in candy. Like I said, make sure it's clean so that the candy does not go to waste, it doesn't get damaged, and it's still edible. But yeah, guys, that's the prank. It's a little silly, but if you don't want to get too extreme, then this prank is perfect for you. Look what I have here, guys, a teddy bear. For this last prank, we're gonna need one of these, and I gotta say it again, this prank is gonna be extreme. The reason why it's gonna be extreme and messy is because we'll be using some silly string, or party string as the label here says. So we're gonna booby trap this teddy bear so that when you give it to your boyfriend or girlfriend, they set off this can of silly string, and when that happens, they'll be in for a surprise. And you guys know my mechanism that I use to set off these silly string cans, right? Well, if you don't, I'm gonna show you how it's done. First thing we're gonna do though is we're gonna prepare this bear. For that, we're gonna need a sharp blade, so be careful if you're using one of these. And yes, guys, we're gonna go to his bottom and make a cut, because that's where we're gonna push this can of silly string through. So I'm gonna go along the seams, so it's easier that way. That's gotta hurt. If you're a big teddy bear fan, guys, please don't hate me. This is for prank purposes, so please don't get upset. So we're gonna open up the teddy's butt and we're gonna take out the cotton. Yeah, I know it sounds funny, but I wouldn't wanna be this teddy bear right now. We're gonna remove just enough cotton so that we have enough room for a can of silly string. Teddy bear, please don't be mad at me. Please don't. Are you mad at me? Now we're gonna take the can, pop it open, and if you guys look at the nozzle, it's very common. It's a very basic nozzle. So we're gonna have to push this can inside the teddy bear, and the nozzle's opening has to align with the teddy bear's mouth or nose, because we are gonna cut it open as well. So again, we're gonna need a blade for that. So let's cut it open. Let's give him an actual mouth. So I just took out the can of silly string and I wasn't too happy with it. It was kind of short. So I upgraded to a larger can. This one's a bit taller. Still the same thing, so I'm gonna be going with this can. Alright, so the setup for this is very simple, and you guys that have been watching me for a while know how to set this up. You're gonna take a push pin, you're gonna jam it inside the nozzle. So push it through. Make sure it's super tight in there. And now when you press on it, nothing happens. Well, that's because the push pin is blocking the nozzle. So that's how we want it. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some tape, put it over the nozzle, make sure on one side it sticks, and then before you stick the other side to the can, just make sure to press down on the nozzle as much as you can. Now you can attach it onto the can. Okay, so our can is almost ready. I want to show you something about this teddy bear. Since the mouth is gonna be opened, it might give away the prank. So what I like about this teddy bear is that on its hands, he's holding a little heart that says love. Well, I'm sorry little teddy bear, but I'm gonna have to take that from you. So I'm gonna cut that off. Oh, it's attached to his belly too. Maybe it is his real heart, and I'm just tearing it away. I'm a monster. Well, no, I'm not a monster, I'm a prankster. He's no longer holding this heart. This heart is gonna help us set off this prank. Okay, so now we're gonna put all the pieces together. Be careful when you do this though. Take the can of silly string and put it inside the teddy bear. Be super careful because the push pin is very sensitive, so if it gets caught on something, it's gonna pull out and your prank is ruined. You don't want that to happen, so be very careful when you do this. Careful. Alright guys, so basically what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take a safety pin like this one, we're gonna attach it to the push pin, and also we're gonna be attaching this heart to the safety pin. Basically the heart is gonna be like this. It's gonna be blocking the bear's mouth. So it might be kind of suspicious in a way, but then again, it's a heart and it's Valentine's Day. So your victim might think, so why is that heart covering the bear's mouth? And you tell your victim, whether it's a he or a she, you tell them, well, though this bear talks, all you gotta do is pull the heart out of his mouth. And when they pull it out, guys, well, they'll be pulling out the push pin and releasing the silly string all over them. It's gonna be super funny. Okay, so let's take the safety pin, attach it to the push pin, and then we're also gonna attach it to the heart. All right, that is perfect, guys. Look at our booby-trapped teddy bear. Yeah, it looks like he's biting on that heart, right? It's probably because love bites or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that makes no sense. So yeah, it does look kind of weird, but you let him know, hey babe, if you pull on the heart, he will start talking and say some really funny things. So of course they're gonna be like, okay, well, that makes sense. Why would a heart be there? So when they pull on this, boom, they're gonna get that silly string all over them. Let me give you a demo. This teddy bear is either gonna shoot a stream of silly string or it'll seem like he's barfing. It's gonna be a super awesome effect. So when I pull out the heart, this is what's gonna happen. Look at that. So funny. Okay, stop. So now it looks like he's barfing. Look at that. He's barfing. Well, this doesn't belong here. As soon as they place it down, this happens. Oh no! Just like this. Oh!